Welcome to Royally Unhinged, the podcast where we talk about all things marketing, networking, and wizardry. It's everything you need to know and didn't know you needed to know. I'm one of your co-hosts, Princess Paula.
I'm Tara B., your other co-host.
And together, we are Royally Unhinged. Doop-boop-doo. Welcome to episode 5. 5 golden episodes. 4. All right. So, we're super excited. Today, we're going to talk about marketing. Boring. No. Stay with us, friends, because we're going to talk about the Mary Poppins umbrella of marketing.
The giant umbrella.
I wish I had a big umbrella to float down on.
I have a parasol upstairs.
Well, we did not plan this very well.
I should have.
We need to have the umbrella that is marketing. I need to stop clapping right in my microphone.
Maybe.
Before we kick things off, though, Tara, do tell. We have a sponsor for today's episode.
We do have a sponsor for today's episode. So today's sponsor is brought to you by actually kind of. So Added Element is a fantastic local duo team for all of your video needs. So they can do all of your scripting for any of your videos. For they even have a side wedding business too, wedding videography that they do.
That's brave.
It's dangerous. I kind of tried to tap into that world one time and I was like, not my thing. But Added Element, Matt and Corey over at Added Element are fantastic. If you want to see some of their work, check out their website at addedelement.com. Paula's most recent speaker reel
at princesspaulaconsulting.com was done by Added Element, and it's chef's kiss.
It's so good.
Really
and
good.
They have just been a really good partner for us in general, and they're so fun to work with.
The lighting, they've helped us with all the lighting.
With the lighting, so we look super gorge.
Yes, unless if you're listening to this on Spotify, it doesn't hold the same.
Then just go over to YouTube and subscribe. So there you go.
Exactly.
But yes, we want to thank our sponsors, Added Element, for all of their help with everything. And we will actually be talking with Matt at the Woodbury Expo coming up here.
Oh, Matt, one of the co-owners.
Yep.
Right?
Matt, one of the
Co-founders, co-owners.
He will be there talking with us about video stuff, what you guys can maybe do. If you have a smaller budget, but you need to get, that content out there, that's a thing these days.
Gotta do it.
For all of your video awesomeness needs, go check out Corey and Matt with Added Element.
Thanks, Added Element. You're the best. We heart you.
Oh, I figured it out I saw it.
If you're listening right now instead of watching, what Tara's trying to do is figure out how to make the heart shape with your hand, because apparently there's a new way. Like, the kids these days always come up with the... There you go. That looks like a gang symbol.
But that's what it is.
That looks like you're holding a remote for a video game remote, like your Xbox. Okay, we're hopeless.
I think that's what it is. No, I saw... So, Matt, actually, with Added Element, on one of our previous episodes, he commented on it when I was trying to figure out the whole heart thing. And he's like, "You're so silly, Terry. You don't know how to make a heart." And I was like, I do, just not the new age ones. Kind. And then, of course, I saw a video about how you're supposed to do it. Now I forgot it again.
Off the rails. All right, back to marketing, friends. So this is a big pet peeve of Paula. It's a Princess Paula pet peeve. And
PPPP.
Exactly. I cannot tell you how many times I've gone to a networking event, some kind of professional. I'm out and about. And when I ask someone what they do, and they say, "I'm in marketing." And I finally realized this is getting dumb. This is getting ridiculous.
So dumb.
Because it's becoming this title that people are using haphazardly.
Yeah.
It's almost like a catchphrase. It's the in thing right now to say that you are in marketing. And I mean, I've even probably done it because, I'll tell people I'm in marketing or, blah, blah, blah. But anyway, the problem is it's becoming this huge umbrella. See earlier Mary Poppins reference. This umbrella that's encompassing so many things. So we're going to break it down.
Let's break it down.
We're going to break it down a little bit. Because depending on what you do out there in the world, you might be thinking, I need to hire a marketing company to help me make billions. But you need to know what you actually need.
Yeah.
Because someone's going to come along. It's a lot like where they buy the beans. Jack and the Beanstalk. It's like someone comes along and they go, "I got some magic beans for you, Mike Wazowski." She shows up every episode.
That's your sketchy.
Hey, I got some magic marketing beans for you. Oh yeah, I can do that.
I need some SEO. Tell me
Okay. Don't even. That's right. I have a pet peeve list. That's up there too.
Oh yeah.
So we're gonna. Well, I'm glad you just segued right into it for me.
There
So
you go.
I'm gonna get my handy dandy magic pen. For those of you not watching, I have pen in
I
hand.
thought you were gonna say your handy dandy
Notebook?
magic glasses.
Oh, my spectacles. I've got me specs on, and we're just gonna do a quick brainstorm.
Let's do it.
Things that people put under the marketing umbrella in the marketing category. So you already said SEO. Okay. I'm saying social media.
Yep.
Okay.
The Google ads.
Oh,
Pay per click. More. In
I
general,
need
guess.
Google ads. And if you're listening right now, PPC, and you're just like, Paula, Tara, what are you guys talking about? Follow along.
Just
future
stick with
episodes.
us.
Future episodes. Okay, marketing. It could be anything branding.
Branding, print.
Yeah. So when we talk about print, it could be anything from postcards, flyers, mailers.
Just advertisements in general, like magazine advertisements.
Oh, yes. Magazine ads.
Or even like the Save On mailers. That's like a whole other
Oh,
category.
yeah. Like those coupon.
Valpak.
Oh, yep.
Whole other category. Promo.
Okay.
It's kind of print, but
No. Okay. So promo, anything you with your brand on it, with your logo
Yeah.
on it.
Yeah.
So it could be apparel, drinkware, anything you can slap your pets. How cool would it be? How cool would it be where they do those safe dyes on pet fur? Like, you know, when
when
they
you get your logo on it. I'm sure somebody's done that out there.
promo. Promo.
Promo pet.
That's a whole thing. If you are out there and have a white dog, that I have 2 white
It doesn't
dogs.
even have to be white anymore. I've seen
Just
ones
remember
like
that.
German Shepherds that they've shaved to look like Tony the Tiger.
Okay, let's keep going. More things under marketing. I'm gonna slap.
Video.
Oh yeah. Shout out to our sponsors today.
Added Element, Matt and Corey.
I'm gonna put under here business development because I think that often
Yes,
fits
it
under
does.
there or gets thrown under there. Business development.
Newsletters, email campaigns,
Good.
content development.
And then
Ooh, I got one.
okay, go ahead.
Lead generation.
Lead gen.
Lead gen.
Oh gosh, yeah. I was gonna say even within. Oh well, what SEO?
We're gonna give you some SEO for our friends. SEO.
Websites.
Duh.
That's what I was. That's what I
I
was.
build
trying-
websites.
Yes. I've lost all ability to speak. Rewind. I was thinking from time to time we probably need to just remind people what we do, besides being dashingly good looking and royalty and wizardry.
All the things.
Okay, I was thinking even within the technological part under marketing, like if we start looking at SEO and even websites, it kind of subdivides because we've got the whole Google, your
well,
GDP.
there's on-site SEO and there's off-site SEO. And then there's even companies out there, which maybe we don't want to get super far into that right now, but there's even companies out there that will break even that down into like 10 other subcategories. I've seen it. I don't know how, but
Okay.
we'll get there.
So just now in these few moments, all the things you heard us say, and if you're sitting there listening, watching, and you're going, oh, I need to do that, or, oh, I have no idea what that is, or, oh, like, you know, oh, I forgot someone talked to me about that and I need to get on that. You start to realize that, again, under this umbrella of marketing, overwhelming.
Super overwhelming.
No one person can be good at. So just our short list, right? We have SEO, multiple SEOs, social media, Google Ads and PPC, promo stuff. That's your logo, putting your logo on pets and things. Video, business newsletters, your emails, your branding. Branding is like a whole other multiple category because
Collaterals,
your logo, your
postcards.
colors, your taglines, your identity, everything that goes under print, lead gen, websites, Google Business Profile. Okay, so we have an idea of just like that's not even
half of it.
like
really.
a full. But the point being is too often with marketing, folks out there are a little bit limited in what they think. Like they hear marketing and they think social media.
Yeah, most
Or
of the
they
time.
think Google, or SEO.
I think the main thing that I hear a lot of the time is SEO, websites, and Google ads. Those are the main three that I hear all the time. And it's not even just, I think it's everything under the umbrella of Google because Google is so broad even just with that. Like Google owns YouTube, if you didn't know. Like Google has your Google Business Profile, Google has Google Ads, Google has Google Analytics, Google has Google has Google of everything Google.
Like I say,
they have a Google of Google. Google means infinity.
I did not know that.
Like that's the largest number is a Google.
Really?
Yeah.
The more you know. See, guys, we're not just fun, we're educational.
Yes, very educational.
And Google and Amazon are getting married and taking over the world. They're going to just basically own everything.
I see it.
And here's the problem. Not a problem. Paula opinion, whoop, is that with Google, it's become just such a word that we use all the time. We don't even think about it. Everyone's like, oh, I'm going to Google you. And people are going to Google all the time to find things. So we're locked into that of having to be on there and be found. But even going to Google, like I tell people this all the time, you almost pay to play.
Yeah.
So when you go to ye old Googler to look for something, what you're finding at the top, it's not necessarily organic. It's not like it's all based on who's put the time and money in.
No, like the first 4 on there, especially depending if you're like a trades company, then you have Google Guaranteed. You have local service ads that are in the little tiles up above. Well, then right below that, then you have your actual Google ads, your sponsored ads. And then you have your maps, which there's normally a couple on there that are also sponsored. And then you have a couple of organic ones that show up just maybe like 2 or 3.
I know how to get you in there, but
getting there is really easy. But I do also tell my clients too, like if you are wanting to do Google ads, especially for small business owners that are solo entrepreneurs, have less than like 5 employees, Google ads is not for the faint of heart. And that's what I tell them because you have to pay to play. You have to have the budget.
And it takes time.
Like if you're expecting to start a Google ads campaign and get a lead same day, next day, 2 weeks from now, you're probably not going to get it because the Googler has to learn.
Tara, this is so good. This is so important. If you're watching, if you're listening, this is crucial for people to understand because they think, oh, I need to be on Google. I want to be on Google. Hey, Dapper Dog Marketing, can you just get me onto Google and have me show up? It doesn't work like that.
No.
It doesn't work like that. And the follow-up question is, why? Why? Tell me why. Why do you want to be on there? Like, does it make sense for your business? And for some it does. For some it doesn't. And this is what you and I are passionate about because when we work with businesses, we want to find out what makes sense for you, not just how can I get the money out of your pocket.
Yeah. That's the main thing. And I see so many times, so many clients that actually end up coming to me, they were with some other agency and it wasn't even necessarily a local agency. It was one over in Florida or California or wherever. And they try and sell them on this huge SEO. They try and sell them on this huge SEO package to get them ASMR to get them found on Google. And they end up paying thousands and thousands of dollars just a month. Mm-hmm. And it's like, it's not doing anything for you. Or I've even had, I see quite a lot of people in a very specific, she just dropped her tablet.
Nothing to see
Down it goes. In a very specific industry, I'm not going to say which one, but there is a specific industry, because she's going to make fun of me.
That's right. If you follow us along, you know what it is.
But they always are like, well, I did some audit with some place and they were telling me that I'm showing up 10th in Google search or something. That's not how Google works. There isn't like a ranking that is just where you are constantly. That's not how it works. Because, and this is kind of getting off topic, but I'm just letting you all know this is how it works. You're not going to place a certain spot constantly every single. depends on the time of day that somebody is searching you, what kind of computer that they're on, if they're on a mobile, if they're on a tablet, if they're male, female, what their entire search history is. Like, there's so many factors that go into it. So doing an audit and getting told that this is where you're ranking out of all of the people in your area, like, you're not going to stay there forever. It's going to change. So when you come to me and you say, well, the stuff that this place is doing is only me putting on 10th and I'm not first.
Okay, you are saying something so important, because what people need to understand is, if you own a business or you work for a business or you're trying to promote a business and you're sitting there going, okay, how do I find customers? How do I advertise and market myself? I don't know. I guess I need to be on Google. And you go out there and you're trying to find a marketing person that's going to help you. Now, this is super, super important. What Tara is alluding to, and what Tara and I are both passionate about, which is why we work together so well. If you were to come to me and I'm Miss Marketer and I have a whole toolbox full of all different kind of tools, and you come to me and you're like, hey, Miss Marketer, do you have a tool in there that will help me get customers? And I look through my toolbox, versus if all I have is a hammer.
Yeah.
Then if you come to me and you're like, hey, Miss Marketer, can you help me? And I go, oh, I've got a hammer is what you need. You need a hammer. That's the tool that you need. And you're like, well, are you sure? Yep, you absolutely. All I have is a hammer. That's all I do. That's all I have to give you. So I'm going to convince you that you need the hammer, and the hammer's going to fix all your problems. It might not, but I'm trying to sell you my hammer. A lot of marketing companies out there are really good at one thing, where they specialize in one thing.
Yep.
And so when you come to them and you're like, do I need your tool? Do I need the hammer? They go, oh yeah, the hammer's the best thing in the whole world. You have to have the hammer. Hammer will fix all your problems. And it might not, but they're going to sell you that hammer. They're going to charge you big buckaroos for that hammer.
Huge dollars. And that's...
But you don't actually need the hammer. You need other tools, but they don't have the other tools, so they can't sell you.
Or there are other tools that they know about, but they're not as expensive as that hammer.
So true. Because what they could make selling you that hammer versus a screwdriver, not even close.
No.
And this is where both you and I are very passionate about, because both Tara and I, if we're going to work with you as a client or a customer, we're going to say, what tool in our toolbox makes the most sense for your business? Whether it's the least expensive, I don't want to say cheap, but if it's the least expensive, or more, like if we're going to make a ton of money off of it or no money, we're going to give you the tool that makes sense for your business, because we care about you as a business owner.
Well, and that's what I normally go through my entire process. And I figure out, most of us in the marketing world that know marketing, instead of just saying that you're in marketing. Ooh, a project manager. That's another thing that we need to talk about.
Project manager.
But, a lot of us in the marketing world, we've heard of a SWOT analysis. Well, I have revamped mine a little.
We got issues today.
That word just didn't come out right. But I have, as long as I've been in the marketing world, I have asked the questions. I've, even the questions that I don't normally ask, things just come out in conversation that you didn't even think about. So when I go through my SWOT analysis, I have like 10 other questions on there that I normally get to that business owner didn't even know about. And using that to actually figure out what are your end goals and what we can do and what is your budget. What can we figure out that fits within your budget? If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. I might be able to send you somewhere else that...
see previous episode of Miracle on 34...
Yeah.
Miracle on 34th Street, where if we send somebody to somebody else, it's because that's what is in their best interest.
Yeah. And that's where it's just, marketing is so slimy out there these days. Like, it's gotten so oversaturated. Words today. So oversaturated that there's somebody that does everything. Like I just said, project managers. There's even... I'm a marketing manager. Just like, what do you actually
everybody
do
is.
as
when
a
I meet
marketing
people
manager?
and they give me their business card and their business card says marketing manager, and I'm like,
what do you actually do?
Are you doing social media, or are you going out and like, what does that mean?
Are you doing depending on where you are you doing it for the company that you're working for? You're doing it for clients that the company hired to do, like, or are you just fetching
so
coffee
broad.
for the marketing people? Like, what you doing?
And I love that you and I are on the same page, because we bump into people all the time. Actually, you and I bump into former customers of other places, because they'll come to us and say, okay, I went to this other marketing company and I paid all of this money for help with marketing, but they didn't help me. It's like, okay, once again, because marketing is this big umbrella, and people can sell anything under that. They'd be like, oh yeah, I'm in marketing. And if you're not in marketing, you have no idea.
No.
And just so you know, if you keep following us along, that is not a sentence. Following us along.
If you keep following
us,
just follow
over
us.
time, we're going to break down more of these things and explain them to you in case this does make sense for you and your brand, because we want to help you. We want to help you. We just want you to be a super smarty pants, so you can go to the next dinner party and be like, so did you hear how Google ads are blah, blah, blah? And people can be like, look at you.
Or you can use the word a Google. I love you, a Google.
Word of the day, podcast word of the day. Today's word of the day is
a Google.
Okay, for the record, in case you've noticed, again, if you're following along, you'll notice that we have some new decor in the studio. If you're listening on Spotify, just doesn't cut it, friends. Go to YouTube. But we have these lovely new frames, which I recently painted, and the fumes are still pretty good. So I'm sitting here right now feeling a little lightheaded from the paint fumes.
That might be why we're having trouble with words
today. This would be a good time to do a quick nod to today's sponsor. If you are in a business, your own business, minding your own business, then you know that video is king or queen or princess in my case. Video content is so important, whether you're using it for social media or LinkedIn or YouTube. You could do video business cards. For me as a speaker, having a speaker reel is super important because I send that to everybody, including a prince from Saudi Arabia. Yo.
She's not lying.
So having a video business card. Oh, having video for the landing page of your website.
Oh, yeah.
Super important. For all of your business needs, you got to go see our friends, Matt and Corey over at Added Element. Added Element, they are not just video makers, they are producers.
It's not production, it's storytelling.
Yes, but they care about the whole production element as well.
Yep.
They're not just going to come and, throw a camera up on a tripod and bada boom, bada bing.
No,
it's a whole process with them. It's a beautiful, beautiful thing.
And I'm going to tell you guys too, like once we wanted to start jumping on this podcast thing, just in general, we immediately reached out to them and we're like, hey, can you just come by the studio? Just like, tell us what you think. Like just watching them work too. I don't know if you were watching them when we were just kind of all collaborating and stuff, but they were just bouncing back and forth on like what could work better. Like I'm going to say too, they do not like our wallpaper behind us because they wanted it darker, but we're like, sorry, you're going to have to deal with it. But anyways, they're really great to work with. And for all of your video stuff, telling your story, telling your business, your products, your whatever it is, go see Added Element.
That's right.
Matt and Corey.
Tell them the Royally Unhinged podcast sent you there.
With Mike Wazowski.
That's right. Same. Mike Wazowski sent me. We better not do that. We're probably going to hit some kind of...
Oh, yeah, we should.
Some legal...
We retract that. That did not happen.
We're going to make up our own name. It's going to be not Mike. It's going to be Molly Wazowski. Doesn't work. No. Anyway. Okay. So back to marketing.
Back to what we were talking about.
Doodly-doo. So we have all of these different things. So what happens, Tara? Do tell. I am a business owner, worker person, and I know I need marketing because ain't nobody found me and my cash register is not ringing. Yep. So how do I know, what would you say? How would I know where to start? Like, how do I figure out what kind of marketing I need?
Reach out to Tara or Paula. No, but really it's so broad out there that it's so hard to pinpoint, because even there's been clients that I've connected with and are like, hey, I was told this by this one person that I need to be doing this, this, and this. What would it take for you to take that over? And I'm like, but why do you need that? It's just really educating yourselves. And that's where it gets really hard for business owners, because where do you educate yourself at? So the best thing that I could probably say is just kind of bounce around to these different podcasts per se. There's a couple other ones. There's one from On Marketing that talk a lot about what you might need, might not
Love
need.
you, Scott Stratton. Huge fan.
Heart.
I've been a fan. And I'm a fellow Canadian.
So there you go.
Just saying.
Just matches. But just really networking and connecting with other people in your industry to figure out what might be working for them, might not be working for them. But it's so hard, because it's really, the best thing I could say is just to educate yourself. And but then again,
That's so good.
Where do you go?
And asking questions, a lot of why. Ask the why. Because I think if you come to a marketing company person and you're like, okay, I need some marketing. And if they start saying, all right, you need this hammer, and then you say, why?
It's not just cookie cutter. So it's really understanding what your goals are, because your goals are not going to be the same as the next industry's competitors' goals of where you want to be. Maybe you're a chef and you want to open up a restaurant one day, but then there's another chef that just wants to do catering on the side. Well, your plan's not going to look exactly the same. So it's really trying to understand your goals and then talk to the people and that are in the marketing world and see what they say. And it doesn't have to be just like you go to that one person. If you just come to me and you've only talked to me, you don't have to stay with me. I'm just going to give you my insights of what I've seen work, what I'm, taught in, all of that stuff. But it's really staying up to date on all the educating of the industry, because stuff changes every single day.
Oh, very true. Very true. Because marketing is one of those things where there is what's most popular, what's trending, what's...
Even look at, we'll talk about this in another episode, but the documentary about Heinz.
Mm-hmm. So good. Just wait
good.
till we hit that one.
It's going to
What's
be really
old
great.
is new.
Which it's really, even take what our first episode was, why we left Meta. So, staying on Meta, is that going to make or break my business? No. It's really not. It's just a branding piece, but it's really staying up to date with what's working for you. There's all these new things that keep coming out. There's new social media platforms. I have a blog coming out soon on all the different social media platforms and is it beneficial, all of this stuff, but it's just really staying on top of it, or finding somebody that you trust and that you connect with really well. It's, again, finding your people, finding people that want that Ferrari. Go back to one of the previous episodes.
I now have stickers.
Episode 3.
If you want a Ferrari sticker, I now have stickers.
So it's really just finding those people that you connect with and that you can trust. And it's not going to be that first person that's like, hey, you really need this. No, it's not that person. Go and find your people and get educated.
Well, and you want to see, okay, to be fair, if you're a marketing people out there and you are a one-trick pony, like if you have something that's your thing that you're really, really good at, you are going to be going around as a marketing person and just kind of saying, like, does it fit this person? Does it fit this person? And you're trying to figure out who are your people, right, for your thing. But I think sometimes they just want to sell their marketing strategy product so badly that they're going to try to force fit it, kind of like in Cinderella when the Druella and the Cruella.
Is that her name?
Or Druella. Yeah, one of them is Druella. The stepsisters force the glass slipper on their foot.
But that's her name? Druella?
I'm almost positive. Now we're going to have to check. You're not going to see this in real time. Yeah, one of them is, they're like really weird names. Druella. I'm sure that's her name.
That's disgusting.
Anywho,
I'm sorry. If your name is Druella, no judgment.
There are some marketing companies that are going to force fit what they have on you, and it doesn't make sense. And you really need to figure out, what is your product? Who is your target audience? Who are you? Who is your? Who
she
are
just
your
broke
people?
her pen.
No, actually, it does come off.
Oh, it just pops on.
That's important, is because marketing doesn't make sense for everybody, depending on what you're selling and what your
demographic is.
Yeah, and where they hang out. It's knowing who your ideal client is and creating a whole little avatar around your ideal client and your business client to know who are they, where do they eat, where do they hang out, where do they shop, what are they watching, what are they consuming.
I love it so much when people come to me and they think that they know who their ideal person is, and I look at that profile of that person, that avatar, and I'm like,
You're not even advertising or marketing where they are.
no.
Isn't it? I know. But people don't think about, again, it's because people got into business.
Do you want my arm so you can hit me?
But my hands are really cold today. Might have to put a little sweater on. A little cardigan. Like, what's his name? Mr. Rogers.
Yes.
Okay. People love what they do or what they make. And they got into business because they like making little miniature pizza earrings, right? And that's what they're passionate about. But they haven't stopped to think about who's buying my pizza earrings and where are they hanging out. Substitute pizza earrings for whatever it is that you do. The people that buy your sting. Good grief. I'm going home now, folks. That's it. Thanks for coming out. It's been fun. Paint fumes.
We're good.
They don't stop. Leaning back towards the painted frames. Woofda.
Okay, but they don't stop to sit back.
They don't. And just to even take that moment to go, where do my people hang out? This was really big, I want to say 3 years back when TikTok was in its prime. Mm-hmm. And people were coming to me all the time going, I need to be on TikTok. And I would look at them and say, but why? Why? Is that where your customers are? And they would stare at me blankly, like with this, I need to be on TikTok. And I'm just like, but do your customers hang out on TikTok? Because if they don't, you don't need to be dancing over on TikTok or doing whatever you're doing. Don't just go there because someone said, you need to be on TikTok.
Well, and I just talked to somebody about this really recently too. I'm like, you have an Instagram page. Why? Your industry is not, it's not picture focused. It's not artistic focused. Like, it has nothing to do with what the Instagram platform is about. So why?
Nobody asks that question. In so many things in life, now we're going off the rails here for a second. In so many things in life, we do things, we buy things, we say things, until someone finally goes, why? Why do you do that? And you watch people pause and go, well, I don't know why I do that.
Because somebody told me at some point in time that I needed it.
Or it's popular, or it's trendy.
Popular. You're gonna be popular.
And we're gone. But no, honestly, so many people are doing things, and especially with trends and stuff that's viral, and everyone's always running around going, I gotta buy this, I gotta have this, I gotta do this. And when I stop and look at them, and I often go, why? What? Like, just try this today. Here's my challenge. After you're done listening to this podcast, bless your heart if you've made it this far through and you're still with us. Here's my challenge. Later today, tomorrow, when somebody tells you something they're doing, ask them why. Just say, why? Why do you do that? Why? And see if people have an answer.
Most of the time they don't.
And marketing is the biggest tell me why category. The number of people that come up and say, I need Google ads, I need SEO, I need a this, I need a that. I always look at them and go, why? Because we always need to ask the why. Does it make sense for your business? Well, it's the best way to Not necessarily. Ask why. And have people explain the why, because a good marketing person can explain the why.
Yes.
There we go.
Yep.
There's our nugget. A good marketing person can explain the why.
Yeah. If you go to somebody and this is, I think we talked about it in another episode, but even if you are amongst people and you're like, oh, what do you do? Oh, I'm in marketing. Okay, what do you actually do in marketing? A bunch of words, a bunch of things, a bunch of whatever. Blah, 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 blah. You still don't understand what they do. Chances are they're probably not your person to get your marketing expertise from. But where was I going with that? I don't remember. What's the why? So if they're not even able to tell you what they do, then how are they able to tell you why you should be doing that? Or how, there's no rhyme or reason to that.
Just look into it, folks. Look into it. Once upon a time, this will be my last story. Once upon a time, I had someone who was trying to convince me to do an ad in a magazine of sorts. And they said to me, oh, we have oh my gosh, it was crazy. It was something like a 95% open rate or a 98% open rate. And I went, that high? How? Why? Right? This is Paula always
What
going,
do you have? What kind of
before I'm going
candy
to
are
give
you
you my money, I want to know why. So I did my own little digging. And it turns out the statistics for this magazine, for the open rate, for a 95% open rate, which I was like, this is, what are you sprinkling?
Are they sending it to like 5 people?
They were sending it to a retirement community in
Oh.
Lake Michigan of, I forget how many people, and it was a retirement community. And that's what they were basing all of their statistics on. So it was like, whatever, a 500 person or however many people community. And they had a 95% read rate, open rate. Well, no kidding.
Because it's just a tiny retirement community and they don't have anything else to do.
And they're all, so I was like, oh, okay, hold on a minute here, you know. And again, I'm not saying everybody is this way, but ask why.
And in this industry, because I think it's very easy for people just to start doing things like years and years and years ago, which is why I brought up the project managers again, because there was an individual that was in some trade industry and they were like, I don't want to do this anymore. I have a little bit of extra money, so I want to start my own marketing company. So can you, at the previous agency I was at, so follow with me, stick with me. This individual was like, but I don't know how to do any of the things that you're doing. So can you do all the services? Can I white label it and you just do all the services for me and I'll just be the in-between?
Right.
That doesn't mean that they're going to strategically figure out what is best for you because they don't know what they don't know what marketing is. They came from a trade. I mean, maybe they have some idea of something and
not that can't work.
Not that it can't work, but it's just
sometimes,
educate yourselves.
Yeah, you have to like call it what it is.
And that's okay too. It's okay if you end up working with somebody too and it just doesn't end up working out for whatever reason. Go back to a previous episode. Well, find your people.
And it's why I often say I do marketing, but I was very clear about calling myself a business development strategist because I like sitting in the space of how do you build relationships? How do you build strategic relationships, referral partnerships, figuring that out? I know a lot of the marketing stuff, but that's my sweet spot is that business development. Yeah. And I was like, I'm going to sit in this sweet spot because within the umbrella, like if you call yourself a social media person, you better know that stuff.
Well, and you have to stay educated on all of that stuff constantly because now there's new stuff that's out on Instagram. There's new things, just not even just social media, but just on like Spotify in general. Now they're coming out with a beta that you can show little video clips of it.
Good night.
So it's constantly staying on top of all of that. And it's like, where do you find the place to educate yourselves on everything?
It's why we will have content for years to come, friends. Years to come.
It's just going to keep coming.
And we want you here for years to come. So make sure you hit like and subscribe and all. You know what? Hit it if you want to know when we have the newest ones coming out. But
yeah, we'll have new episodes coming out once a week on Wednesdays, normally about lunchtime. They're going to be good ones, guys. And we have a full-on topic list, so stay tuned.
It's going to be good. And real quick, again, Tara mentioned at the top of the podcast, but you can come and see us the first weekend of April. We're going to be at the Woodbury Expo in Woodbury, Minnesota at Woodbury High School.
Yep, April 5th.
And so we're going to be live. You can come by and see us, say hi, maybe even do a little cameo. We're going to be recording with a bunch of different people, sponsors, including today's episode sponsor, which is Added Element.
We heart Added Element.
They're the best for all of your video production needs.
Video storytelling. They do scripting. They do the lighting. They do the production. They do the editing. They do the everything. So check Added Element out if you need any of your business promoted, your products promoted, you promoted, because you are your brand.
That's right. And there's a dog barking. I got distracted by the dog
is barking right now.
All right, stay tuned for our next episode where it might be a little more wizardry than anything else, but it will definitely be going off the rails because we are totally unhinged. That's another episode today. I'm your co-host, Princess Paula.
And I'm Tara B.
And obviously, we are
royally unhinged.
We're high on paint fumes. Is what we is.
So off the rails.
Golly.